During the late 1800s in Holzhausen, Germany, the North gas engine, which was normal at the time, was impractical, slow, and consumed excessive fuel. Thus, German engineer Nicholas Otto designed the first manual four-stroke internal combustion engine. Shortly after, Lenore's engine was replaced by Nicholas Otto's invention, later named the Otto cycle, in vehicles such as cars and cargo vans. This new frontier in industry and transportation changed the way how cars operated and inspired further inventors to improve this engine. Today, we take for granted the convenience of cars, trucks, and buses. But have we ever wondered how these machines actually came to be as helpful as they are? The answer lies in the innovation of the first manual four-stroke internal combustion engine, which paved the way for the transportation industry as we know it today. In the early 1800s, the Industrial Revolution was booming, and the demand for better transportation was growing. Various steam engines and horse-drawn vehicles were used to meet this demand. They had significant limitations in terms of speed, distance, and maintenance that couldn't fully satisfy the industry.
One is automobiles and trucks, one of the most important industries in the entire country. And when they start rolling along, business will start payrolling along. Yes, sir.
The main normal engine used at the time was Lenore's gas engine in these vehicles, which was invented by Jean J. Lenore in 1858. The Otto cycle, later invented in 1876 by Nicholas Otto, was much better improvement from its predecessor. One of the best improvements that the Otto cycle had from its predecessor was that the Otto cycle was a four-stroke combustion engine, while Lenore's gas engine was only two-stroke. This provided a faster source of power that the engine could provide for the vehicle and the driver, which permitted for goods to be transported faster and longer distances. Lenore's gas engine also used coal as a fuel source, compared to the gasoline and crude oil that was used by the Otto cycle. The coal would take much longer to heat up and transform into a source of energy, and is also much more scarce compared to the gasoline used by the Otto cycle. The Lenore's gas engine also had one pipe that was an atmospheric intake pipe that also subbed in as an exhaust pipe. However, the Otto cycle had two different pipes, one used as an exhaust pipe and the second one used as an atmospheric intake pipe. All of these factors together made the Otto cycle an overall better, cheaper, more powerful, faster, and more efficient means of transportation for the European public in the 1800s compared to any of its predecessors, such as Lenore's gas engine or power of animals.
The invention of the Otto cycle had many short-term effects. It was a much faster and a more powerful source of transportation that was used in cargo vans, cars, and cargo ships. It was also a much faster way to transport goods from one place to another. Another short-term effect was the great benefit it had to the economy, as goods were able to get transported from one place to another a lot faster and in a lot higher quantity compared to using the manpower, animals, or any other form of transportation. The invention of the Otto cycle also inspired later inventors such as Henry Ford and Carl Benz, who were both inventors of the famous car brands such as Mercedes-Benz and Ford, to use the four-stroke internal combustion engine in their versions of the automobile. Now, while the four-stroke manual combustion engine by Nicholas Otto had a lot of positive effects, it was not pleasant. The Otto cycle did have a negative impact on the environment and the atmosphere due to the extra use of oil and petroleum compared to simply the burning of coal. This issue has been building up and is still a major concern to this day, which we know and study as global warming. The Otto cycle was first published in 1867 by Nicholas Otto. Later that year, Otto won the gold medal at the Paris Exposition of 1867. Not only in 10 years, over 30,000 were built and were being used by the general public. The invention revolutionized automobiles at the time and completely transformed the industry. The Otto cycle also reduced the workload on humans in factories and played a major role in the Industrial Revolution. It allowed belts to move items without the need of manpower and made work more efficient and easier. However, even if not as advanced compared to modern times, it was still a major change and innovation of its time to change mankind for the better.
The invention of the auto cycle also had many long-term effects in addition to its many positive and negative short-term effects. One of the greatest long-term effects is that the auto cycle sparked a whole new window into the exploration of automobiles and methods of transportation. The mobility industry rose, which also added a lot more business and career opportunities for millions of people. Another long-term effect was also the expansion of transportation, which allowed for travel to many places over longer distances while consuming shorter time periods, not to mention comfort and reliability through longer journeys. It also led to the building of roads, tunnels, bridges, and other city infrastructure, which allowed for higher mobility and access points throughout Europe. This also promoted tourism and helped the economy by allowing for the public from other nations to travel in higher quantities. Another thing the auto cycle encouraged was the increase in suburbs due to the fact that people were able to get from one place to the other with more independence and freedom and have the luxury of being able to travel to many places in one trip. One of the main negative effects, however, is the effect of the internal combustion engine on the environment, releasing gases that are scientifically proven to be linked to air pollution, climate change, and global warming. This further results in medical conditions such as lung cancer, liver disease, and pneumonia. In summary, the auto cycle had profound and long-lasting effects on transportation, society, and the environment, and was a very high step up from any of its predecessors. While it revolutionized the way we travel and transformed the world, it also had contributed to some of the biggest environmental challenges we face today. However, the development of alternative energy sources hold promise for a more sustainable and environmentally friendly future of transportation.